That's good, man. Summer's the best time.
Yeah.
Students leave. It's outdoor wonderland, good weather. Um, I love it. It's my favorite time of year for sure.
Asa, let's go ahead and get into it.
All right, my fault. Yeah, my fault. All right, yeah, let's get it rolling. We got Coach Brody Curry on the show with us today. He is the assistant coach at Swanee University. Man, Coach, appreciate you coming on. You doing all right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Doing well. Thanks for having me.
Good, man. Give us the latest. What's new with you? What's going on in the world of Swanee basketball?
I just finished up we don't like to call it, but a rebuilding year. Had a lot of young guys, a lot of lessons this year, and had a really great spring. And now we're out there beating the bushes for the latest and greatest next Swanee Tigers.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Hey, quick question. So obviously for those people that don't know you, Brody, played at Swanee, graduate assistant at the Great Flames, and now you're back at Swanee coaching. So what is it like coaching at your alma mater?
Oh, it's great, man. I think it certainly adds a little bit of added motivation. It was. I feel a lot of similarities to what Cole Rose felt when he was in the league. You know how he hated everybody. Like there was, Shorter was technically the rival, but he played against everybody, so he hated everybody.
Yeah.
And so for us, Rhodes is the rival, and they're inferior in all aspects. They can compete in athletics. We don't beat them all the time, but as far as the school goes, like we're just much better university. Yeah. So like I have a deep hate for them, but also for Center, also for Barry, and everybody else in the league too. So I know how he feels when he was saying that. But there's always that added motivation, work a little bit harder, and just want to win. I really want to win a championship here. We made it to the championship my junior year.
Yeah.
And then the guys that were freshmen that year, they won it their senior year. So 2 years after I graduated, they won a championship, and I really want to win one. My finger's bare, so I need one.
Was Mick Hedgepeth your coach?
So Mick was the assistant coach my senior year. So I played for Bubba Smith, head coach of the league now.
Yeah.
I played for him and Bradley Pearson for my first 3 years. And then Bubba got the job at Lee my junior year. Go after my junior season after we won the championship. And then Coach P got the head job, brought down Coach Hedge. And then after that, Coach P got into the high school world. He's at Ainsworth High School in Nashville now. And Hedge went on to Belmont and is now the assistant coach at Barry. So look forward to beating him for a couple of years.
No, he's the head coach at
The
Barry.
head coach, sorry, head coach at Barry.
Yeah.
So look forward to beating him for the next couple of years, however long he's there.
Yeah, because they're a rival too, right?
Yeah, just in the league. And
everybody's a rival.
Somebody else that I hate.
That's a pretty good league. Yeah, it sounds like a fun league too.
It's fun. Yeah, we got 8 teams and get to play everybody twice. Everybody knows everybody. Play home and home. It's good.
Yeah. So, all right, how was it? Well, let me go ahead and ask you. That's just since Nate said, how was your time at Lee, and what was your experience like? As a graduate assistant there.
Oh, Lee was phenomenal. Great place, great athletics. It was really cool to work under the leadership of Dr. Khan. Just his passion for athletics showed in everything, in the constant upgrades, the constant, different things we were able to do for our guys, the support from him, from the faculty, from the administration. It was great, a very healthy environment, and it bred a lot of success. There's national champions on the track team, and baseball winning the conference championship this past season. Flames basketball has been top 2 in the league for the past 3 years, I think. So. A lot of success.
Their cross country team is
oh yeah, they're the real deal.
Elite too.
Oh yeah. Hey, so Asa's sister actually ran cross country. I guess while you were the GA here, Lacey Duval.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Shout out Lacey.
Nice.
Shout out Lacey. Wow. Did she even know that she was going to get a shout out today? On the podcast?
Probably not. She doesn't. She has
we'll have to tag her in the tweet or something.
She has no idea this podcast is going on.
She doesn't know it exists.
It was a lot of fun, though. A lot of good lessons. A lot of lessons from Cole Rose, head coach at Palm Beach Atlantic now. It's great to be able to work for Coach Smith in a different light, having seeing a different side of him and seeing why he did the things that he did, the way he did it, and understanding that. I think I was able to take a lot of good lessons to prepare me for what I'm doing now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which leads me to my next question is, what was it like being on the player side versus the coach's side of Coach Smith, or just of a head coach that you played for?
It was good. I've been fortunate to develop a good relationship with my high school coach since I've graduated, and been able to further develop my relationship with Coach Smith. And I think those have been really good for me personally. Again, to understand the why of what they did as a player. They're both, my way or the highway kind of guys. Get where they get lost, and being able to understand kind of the reasoning behind it, the intentionality of the things. That Bubba does nothing without an intention. He is so detail oriented. There's nothing he does for no reason. Nothing he does that he's just like, I wonder what's going to come of this. Everything has a purpose behind it, and being able to see that was good for me, and learned a lot from it.
Yo, all right. So hang on. Tell us. I want to talk. Where are you from again?
Knoxville, Tennessee, born and raised.
Okay. All right. Who'd you play AAU for?
I played AAU for the Tennessee Shockers. I just got picked up for like a couple tournaments after that summer of junior year. So I wasn't with them the whole time. Just kind of got picked up with a friend. And actually, the way that it worked out, I wore somebody else's jersey. One of the things that I hate the most these days, somebody wearing someone else's jersey. But I wore someone else's.
Somebody else?
Yeah, and Sewanee called that guy, and he wasn't there. He was injured that time, and that was another long, interesting story. But so I played with them, and wasn't super serious in the AAU when I was in high school. I just kind of played and got lucky that one of the tournaments I went to 2 Big Shots tournaments with them, I think in Myrtle Beach and Richmond, Virginia, and saw me in Myrtle Beach, and that was all she wrote.
That's awesome. And we're kind of jumping all over the place right now, Brody, but you just mentioned how you got to Sewanee, all right? Mm-hmm. So tell me a little bit about the recruiting process for you on the player side of things and how you got to Sewanee.
Right. So, I wasn't a super talented guy. My talent was playing hard, and I worked a lot on my game.
Which not too many people have, by the way. Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and shout out to all the people that just play hard. So.
Yeah, just play your nuts off. That's what I like to see in guys, and that's why somebody like Jimmy Butler, Marcus Smart, even Patrick Beverly, as annoying as he is, Draymond, as annoying as he can be. They just play hard.
Patrick Beverly on first or double, whatever you've been hearing him.
He's lighting it up. And as long as he's a trash talker. That's what he does on the court, and so he's exactly what I would expect him to be off the court. So long as he doesn't make it personal about other people's families, whatever, keeps it fair about basketball, he can say whatever he wants. That's what Stephen A. Smith and Skip do anyway. So why can't he do it?
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
But so we're just playing hard, man, and got the call from Sewanee, and Sewanee was my only offer. And I went to I went to Fulton High School in Knoxville, and good program. Coach Wright just had his 800th win this past season.
Wow.
Been doing a long time, won a lot of games, and so I played on a really good team. I'm thinking I'm going to Division III, and it's gonna be a cakewalk. I'm gonna walk in and average a double and all that stuff. And mind you, I'm like the 4th best player on my high school team. I'm not even the best player, so I'm way overconfident, and I had a awakening when I got to campus. But Coach P was my main recruiter and talked to me, and they came and saw me at the state tournament, and I played awful. Mm-hmm. I was very surprised I maintained a spot on the team after how bad I played. We played Jackson Southside in the first round of the state tournament at MTSU, and they had AJ Merriweather and Jalen Barford on the team, and Jalen Barford jumped over one of my teammates on an alley-oop. He missed the dunk, but he jumped over him and caught the ball.
And he must have been a junior at that time, right?
He was a junior.
Because he was my age, yeah.
Yeah, they were good, man. Yeah, they were really good. And that was the year. That was while they still had all the private schools mixed in. Yeah, so CPA had Jalen Lindsay, Braxton Key, and Tiger Campbell all on that team, and they won. Nobody was beating them.
Braxton Bonds, Jake Osmiller. No, Craig had just left. That's right. Craig had just left. Mm-hmm. Because Craig was a year older than you, Brody.
Yeah. So nobody was beating them. Yeah. And it was unfortunate. Otherwise, Southside definitely would have won a state championship that year.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. Sorry that it didn't work out for you guys that year, but it sounded like you still got to Sewanee. So
it happened. I made it.
There we go. There we
When
go.
did you mention like kind of not taking AAU seriously like early on, and then kind of, you know, being a little overconfident going to Sewanee? When, and you know, now you're coaching, when did that kind of like change for you? Like when, what clicked? What was kind of the moment that, you know, you went from maybe not taking it as serious to, all right, I actually kind of want to do something with this?
Yeah, I guess really once I got the call from Sewanee, I was like, okay, I have opportunity. Like I don't want to waste that. I definitely love basketball. I've been playing basketball since I was 4. It's all I've really known. I played soccer, baseball, football. I played football for like 3 years. I was too soft for football. You know, I can admit that now. Back then I didn't want to hear it, but it was definitely too soft for football.
Yeah.
And you know, once I got the opportunity with Sewanee, actually really going into after my junior season, I really kind of focused on basketball. I didn't play football my senior year, so I didn't make the team. I played football 8th grade through junior year of high school. Then basketball, I didn't make the team freshman year. Picked it up sophomore year, so I played 3 years of each in high school. And my senior year, the football team won the state championship, so I guess I was just holding them back. It's good for me to just kind of get out of their way, but I was able to focus on basketball and really raise my game and, you know, have that opportunity to play at the next level. And so around junior year probably is when I started taking it a little more seriously. And then, you know, after my freshman year, I came in and did not play a lot. I didn't play as much as I thought I should. I played absolutely as much as I deserved to play, but still not as much as I thought I should be playing. And just came home and again worked my tail off. I had a friend that he went and played football in college, so I just worked out with him every day and got a lot stronger. You know, I came into college probably 190, 195, and my senior year I was playing to 225. So weight room was a huge part of my game.
Yeah, I mean, and it's cool that you even mentioned your junior year when you thought you should be playing more at the time, but you didn't think you deserve, or you now hindsight can look at it and you might not have deserved it. Every single person has a crossroads at some point, right? That it's like, all right, am I going to sink or swim? And then you have to decide what you're going to do. So I guess going off that, transitioning into that, you go from playing at Sewanee, having a great career, and then you decide to go into the coaching world. At what point did that shift for you? Like, okay, I'm not going to be able to play forever. I would really like to get into this coaching profession.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I always told myself, you know, if I can play overseas, I definitely will. And if somebody comes up and is like, hey, I think you should go to this camp, or hey, talk to this person, you know, let's see if we can get you in somewhere. I was like, yeah, I'll chase it. But I wasn't just going to chase it blindly just because I'd seen guys before me that were better than me that chased it and it didn't work out. And I had a couple opportunities. Like Bubba gave me the opportunity to be the GA. And yeah, it was something I thought I couldn't pass up, you know, to just chase a pipe dream that the opportunity may not be there when I came back. So I wanted to go ahead and just take advantage of the free education. You know, I was able to get a really great deal going to Sewanee, you know, Division III, no athletic scholarships, but I still paid very, very few dollars to Sewanee for my education. Got it at a very, very good discount. And so I was trying to maintain the trend of free school. I mean, I think I paid probably like $5,000 to earn my bachelor's and master's combined.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's phenomenal.
So like, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to get that master's, and it's going to help me a lot down the road for sure. And my main draw was to get the free master's. And then along the way, I was like, coaching is pretty fun, you know? And I can't imagine my life without basketball. I don't ever want to leave the sports industry. You know, my ultimate goal is to be athletic director, but don't ever want to leave the sports industry. And so, and right now, you know, the higher you get, the further away from the game you get. So right now, I'm still very close to the game, and I really love that. I'm not in a rush to be AD. You know, I definitely will make it happen one day, but if it happens tomorrow, I'll take it. But if it happens in 10 years, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about what being a graduate assistant did for you to prepare you for your next stop, which is now the assistant coach at Sewanee.
Man, it did everything. And I think Cole Rose did everything. I got to give him a lot of credit. He was my, you know, I guess direct supervisor, if you want to put a label on it for the non-sports folks. He pushed me, he challenged me, he got in my face, he yelled at me, and he made me work. And it came down to where, you know, I'm not where I need to be. I can either work or I can quit, and decided to work and got better and kind of, you know, I will not say that I could ever catch up to his speed, but I increased my speed to not fall as far behind. And it was good. I mean, it was great. I just had to do a little bit of everything. And I think being a Division II GA is such a blessing, just because you can be on the floor in practice, you can be out on the road recruiting, you can do every year. I mean, you're really just an assistant coach that happens to be in school. And I think it's the best level to be a GA. I mean, I think the GAs are best if you're not a Division I GA. I mean, obviously you get a ton of connections from the Division I GA spot that you may or may not get at Division II, but the experience is so invaluable that you can get at that Division II or NAI or D3. Yeah,
I mean, all right, keep going with it. What experience you got from it?
Like I said, just the ability to be on the floor during practice, the responsibility to do player development with guys in the off time, just learning what it is, really like learning what it is to be a coach and then applying it that day. I'm not just sitting there taking notes all the time and then, hey, this is what I'll do, this is what I'll do. I actually get to put things into practice and yell at guys in real time and build those relationships. And I think the biggest thing for me is building relationships. You learn what it takes to build a relationship with a guy so that you can coach them and can push them hard. And then what it's like to sit on the bench during a game. And it goes fast, man. I remember it was in I don't know if it was my first or second year, but Cole's mom passed away and he was gone for the funeral. And so I was the number 2 guy on the bench and it went fast. Yeah. And just like Bubba's looking at me and I'm like, give me a second. Yeah. You know, having to learn to make those adjustments. And then this year, Coach Emerson, he was out with COVID. And so I was the head coach. And it was even faster, but I was slightly prepared. And so I'm very thankful for those experiences for when I am a head coach. Hopefully it's not quite as fast.
Yeah. Hey, there you go. There you go.
I mean, so all right, what was going through your head, when you got the call or you realized you had to, you were about to be the head coach for that night, for that next game? I mean, what was that like, having to prepare a little differently?
I mean, it was exciting, but nerve-wracking. It's like it's on me, but I knew it wasn't going to be on my record, so it wasn't quite as perfect. That was nice, but it was just like, man, it's all on me, and I don't know. I think it was probably harder just being by myself rather than being the head coach. We did have our student assistant with us, which was a big help, but like just not having that full-time assistant coach there to bounce things off of in real time was probably more of a challenge than being the one that really had to make the decisions, I think. But so, I mean, shout out to all the coaches out there doing it by themselves with no assistants.
Yeah.
Wow, they're incredible. I mean, that's a tough job.
So, Brody, did you guys win?
We did not. We we played Oglethorpe, who was the number 2 team in the league, on the road. We started off just so flat. I mean, it was awful, embarrassing. And then we picked up the energy, and we were either tied, up 1, down 1.5, right there, and then came out second half and just acted like we stayed in the locker room.
You hate to see that.
It was one of those we just didn't maintain our energy level all the way through. I think we kind of got a little complacent, and then that was one of our biggest struggles this year with our guys. We had 9 freshmen on the team. 3 of our freshmen were playing 30 minutes a game, so it was just really hard to keep that consistent energy. And that's the thing that we've gotten a lot better at this spring, and looking forward to seeing the payoffs of that next year.
Yeah, so you talked about complacency, right? I mean, you barely hit on it, but I wanted you to elaborate a little bit more. So as a player, you just described yourself like the reason you were any good was because you played really, really hard. Is there a little bit of that just you struggle with when you see somebody that's just like more talented than you that you're coaching and they just won't play as hard as you?
Oh, yeah. I do. Like, I mean, yeah. Yes.
We'll just keep it simple.
Yes, it is. It is very frustrating. And I mean, it's just like you have so many more things physically, so many more things just skill wise than I had.
Yeah.
But you don't want to maximize it. And I don't understand why. Like I'm trying to win. Like, why are we not trying to win?
Yeah.
And there's been guys that I've coached that they would rather have fun than win. They would rather get an Instagram post out of the game than get a W out of the game.
See, that's what I was about to ask you too, just to go off of that is, do you think it's a little bit a part of the culture right now, just with our phones in our hand so much? And not that we didn't grow up with phones in our hand, but just social media is a lot bigger now than it even was when we played. And it was getting there, was it not, Asa? Like, but you didn't have fitness trainers that every single person, like half the population. And you didn't have like, and not to knock on fitness trainers, but every single basketball trainer, like you just didn't have all these resources or all these people. Like I remember there was dribble too much on Instagram, and I think that might've been it for basketball trainers. Now you can't like go on Instagram without seeing a basketball trainer, which is awesome. I love it. I love all the information. But aside, do you think that culture has played a part into why that might be, or do you think it might be the AAU tournaments and that it's not a tournament style and it's just showcases now? Like what do you think? I'm just bouncing ideas right now.
I think it's a shift. I mean, I think it's kind of these things build on top of each other, right? Like our parents had a soft introduction to social media with like MySpace and AOL, instant messaging, and that has trickled down into us, and they developed these things for us. And so now we're right in the middle of the social media generation, and it seems to just be growing and growing and get more in depth. And so when we're parents and our kids are in, high school age, getting ready to go into college, I have no idea what it's going to look like. I mean, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Well,
I think it's just one of those things.
The virtual reality set on, like
right. Yeah, probably just going to do college from the couch and have the VR headset on and talking to your professor that way.
You might be coaching from the couch. You might be playing from the couch too.
That's what I'm saying.
I guess we forgot that there's still viruses in the world. So monkeypox, I don't know if anybody's seen it, but monkeypox is trending on my phone. And I'm like, oh no, not something else here.
I've not seen monkeypox. That's
please
don't.
I wonder
where did that originate from? What?
I don't know. They said there's some cases in Europe, but in a Massachusetts man, I don't know if he's in Europe currently, but there's like 7 cases, but it's got like a 10% morbidity rate. Anyway, there you go. There's your scientific fact of the day. We don't usually have that in this podcast, but
Dr. Moran.
Yeah, no, that's my father. But so I mean,
to get back to the question a little bit,
sorry.
I think it does
wiggle.
It is just kind of a shift in the generation, and it's to keep on trend. It's kind of a virus that has grown more and more with each generation of just social media and look at me and instant gratification is really kind of taken away from what it means to be a team, what it means to be a servant leader, and all those things. And guys are just, like I said, looking to make an Instagram reel instead of make their teammate better. I think we have a good group of guys that's not as big of an issue, but some of them definitely succumb to it every now and again.
Yeah. And I think something that's important too is, I'll ask you this question, obviously, is what can we be doing for the next generation to help these kids combat the selfish image and everything's about me instead of being about other people in a team?
Man, you talk about, I don't have my doctorate yet. I'm not trying to have me solve a philosophical problem. I think team sports is such a great way to do that. And I think Bubba does it in a great way with his pillars of his program. I know servant leadership is a big part and lifting each other up. And Bubba always talked to us about leaving places better than we found them. If you're walking across campus and you see a piece of trash, pick it up, throw it in the trash can. Like take pride in what you have. Take pride in the things that you have a stake in. And I think that team sports is such a great way to teach all that. And the better leaders we have of those team sports, the better off this next generation is going to be.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think that was a. You want to do some rapid fire questions here? I think that was a heck of an answer to end on. We finally doing some rapid fire, Nate and Brody.
I'm good with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew the answer. Like yes, I didn't know if Brody was going to agree with it. What if Brody was just like? What if he was just like, nah, we're not doing it?
Nah, fam, I'm good.
I wasn't sure, Nate, if you had anything else. I wasn't sure, so I was.
Let's go.
All right, here we go, Brody. First question. What did I do with it?
Have you ever gotten a technical?
Yeah, you ever gotten a technical as a head coach? I don't know why I can't remember. Yeah,
as a coach, no. As a player, yes. For dunking and warm-ups.
Oh, wow.
What?
I didn't see the refs come out. It was on the road at Hendricks, and Bubba was very upset. But we won the game. I played well, so I made up for it.
Was that must have been before the rule, I guess, got put in?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I never had to worry about that just in case. You were thinking.
Never gotten kicked out of a game?
No.
Dunked the basketball on a 10-foot rim, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, yeah. All right, okay. You are up 3 at the end of a game. They have the last shot. Do you foul or let it play out?
I'm a defensive guy. I trust my defense.
Oh, let it play out. Okay, all right. Nate, how do you feel about that?
Foul or let it play out? It depends on who I'm playing.
Yeah.
If I'm playing Steph, then I'm gonna have to foul, right?
Yeah, I mean, it does depend on, like, if it's a team that is probably going to make the 3, sure, we'll foul them. But
Yep.
I would like to believe that my team's going to be well coached defensively and be disciplined, and we'll box out, get a rebound, finish possession, win the game.
Yeah, that's good. But I mean, let's say we're playing. Let's say you're playing Lenny Acuff, right? So you know that he's got some shooters and some play calls, and
we'll probably foul him.
But you might have the best defensive team in the country. So hey, who knows? Hey, so I couldn't tell.
That's what I'm trying to do. That's my thing.
I'm a foul guy.
Well, hey, that's what we're about over here too. So
exactly, and I got it from Bubba.
All right, okay.
Wait, Asa, we didn't ask you. Sorry, what do you think?
I mean, I'm a foul guy. You know this. I'm a foul.
Yeah, that's fair.
I've seen it happen the other way. I've seen it happen too many times. I'm a foul guy. Leave your best player in. You leave your best player in with 2 fouls in the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, go for the tie. Go for the win.
On the road, I'll go for the win. At home, I'll go for the tie.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah.
Home crowd, momentum, all that.
Yeah.
And again, it's depending on, is this a better team or not. But if it's a lesser team that has that home crowd momentum, I'm trying to end it and get out of there.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Casual or professional on the sidelines?
Casual, quarter zip city.
Really? Hold up.
Yeah.
This is so I've only heard stories about Brody and dressing up. So really, you were casual.
Absolutely. I do, when I dress up, I will dress up nicely, and I'll make sure I look good, but given the opportunity, it's a lot more comfortable being a quarter zip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So casual keeps going. Have we had many professional, Asa?
No, other than probably Casey was probably the last one.
Did Casey say professional? I feel like he was still like in between.
Yeah, he may have been on the fence, and it's been very few professionals since COVID started. Very few.
A lot of casual.
Such a good excuse to get out of it.
Yeah, I don't think it's going back.
And then it's just so much easier to travel with.
I was about to say, I think the travel's the best argument. I mean, travel's the best argument. At home, I think sometimes you should, put on a suit, but on the road.
Also, if you're trying to dry clean your shirts, because I sweat like crazy in my button down, so it's nice to not just have to go spend money on that, or have to put it in the washer dryer and then iron it every single time or steam it.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry.
All right. Early morning practice or evening or night practice?
Now will be early morning. Before, didn't want to touch any part of early morning as a player, but as a coach, I'd like to get out of the way.
Okay. All right. If you were not coaching basketball, what would you be doing?
I'd be in some type of financial thing.
Oh yeah.
I was an econ major.
You graduated cum laude. I'm gonna sound like an idiot. You graduated cum laude at Sewanee, didn't you?
Yeah. I was econ major, got my MBA. I'd be in finance.
Yeah. Okay. Bet.
You're so smart.
Nick did not graduate cum laude in college. You play any golf?
I don't. We actually apparently have one of the nicest courses in the area down here.
Beautiful course down there.
I wouldn't know anything about it. I'm not very good, but I would like to get out there. I just haven't taken the time yet.
So is this why Coach Smith is so dang good at golf?
Maybe. I mean, I think he's grown up golfing a little bit.
Yeah, just a natural athlete.
I think they have a lot.
You got to get out there.
Hendersonville too.
There's a great course on that mountain.
Yeah. If y'all want to come and play sometime, we'll get out there.
We maybe have to do that.
Let's go.
Make a trip down there. All right, okay, 2 more. Should every team make the conference tournament?
Depending on the size of the league. 8 teams, yeah, you need it. But 14 or 13 at GSC, no.
Gotcha.
I think that's the first time somebody has said
has said it like that. I kind of agree. The number should kind of determine.
Yeah, it is a factor. All right, continue. Sorry.
LeBron or Jordan?
LeBron.
Thank you.
For sure.
You just made Asa's day.
Tell the listeners why, though. Tell the listeners why.
I think LeBron is just a better actual basketball player. And I think that people grotesquely overvalue a championship when it comes to how good the player actually is. I think it's embarrassing how much they overvalue that.
This is music to my ears. I agree.
And he just there's
to me the eye test. There's an eye test, and there's not one that he fails.
Jordan was a better defender than LeBron. Jordan played harder on defense than LeBron. LeBron probably could have been as good of a defender. That wasn't necessarily what he did. He was just got a lot of chase down blocks, but he should have won defensive.
There were some times in Miami though where he was flying. He's
a good defender. But Jordan definitely had, and Jordan has a different gene than LeBron has when it comes to killer instinct, which is cool. I just don't think that is that important when it comes to who's a better basketball player. I think LeBron scores incredibly efficiently. He makes the right basketball play all the time. I think he's just a better player. And you look at his team, like when he left Cleveland, they went from winning 60-something games to winning 19.
Yeah, it was about 19.
That seems like he's pretty big part of the team. And then when Jordan, retired, they didn't really miss a beat with Pippen. Sure, they didn't win a championship, but they still made it to playoffs and were fine.
Something.
So,
all right, man. Brody, we appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming on. Where can people find you on social media?
Coach Brody 7 on Twitter, and you can follow the Swanee_MBB account on Instagram.
Cool. Man, well, again, we appreciate it. You can find myself on Twitter at Coach Ace of Spades. You can find Nathan on Twitter at Coach Nate Moran. You can find us on Instagram at Mind of a Coach, and you can find us on Twitter at Mind of a Coach Pod. Brody, again, appreciate it, man. Best of luck to you coming up.
Thank you, you guys too.
All right, brother.
Appreciate it, man.
Sons and daughters of the Dharma, good people get down. Free candy for the masses, sweet with stereo sound. Like the Vedas and the Gitas in the breakbeat tune. Automator on the fader corner shop with the boom. Slapping hands with my brothers as we